Okay, yeah, I wanna split the 15, 16 segments so I can upload them as separate videos. Because honestly, I think I need to make that more of a habit, right? Sometimes I'll stream for like 5 hours, and like a stream will be composed of different segments. And it's annoying when I want to upload the VOD because I don't know what to call it. Because I'll have like a favorite segment or whatever that's like a 2-hour part of it. So I'll name the video for like the second half of the VOD, and then the first half of the VOD has nothing to do with it, and I feel like it just confuses people. That'll maybe be a good habit to have. Good. This game is much easier than 15, so we can kind of relax on this one. I lost all my save data because of a different computer. Let's do normal. Cherno's funny, but I streamed her last time. Let's do Rainbow because she breaks apart the extra stage. Very basic. Also, I like that Touhou 18 at a glance seems to have like a very bright aesthetic with like all the rainbows and everything. I feel like that's a good change of pace after 17, because 17 had a very like, not like literally dark aesthetic, but like I want to say the word rough. You know what I mean? Like even the title theme in 17 is so like the harshest sounding variation of the main theme. For like a title menu, which is like, it's cool for what it is, but like, I don't know, I'm totally up for just like a rainbow aesthetic. That's cool by me. It kind of reminds me of the jump from Touhou 11 to 12, because 11 also had kind of a darker aesthetic. Took place in like a kind of darker setting, and then 12 was like the very bright light blue sky, and I kind of like that. Make the games feel very distinct from one another. Yeah, I like when there's a, what's the word? Not art style shift. I like when there's a shift in setting to make it feel distinct. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like completely different or off the wall, just, you know, mixing it up is nice. Like I don't know, I feel like every Touhou game is very, very distinct from one another in my mind. Even though gameplay-wise, like, outside of like gimmicks and stuff, they all play very similarly. Like, I don't know, everyone feels super unique to me. I feel like that's kind of hard to achieve in series that lasts, like, very long. I mean, the cast of characters shifting always, you know, that helps a lot, naturally, but... like, even that aside, just, like, comparing a bunch of the stage 6s, like, they're so vastly different. You know, like former Helmet like Touhou 11 or like Makai in Touhou 12. You know, versus like Divine Spirit Mausoleum versus the inverted floating castle in the sky. Like, they're all so cool. Like, I don't think I've ever been disappointed by like a setting being like kind of eh. Or like, oh, the setting is just X. Slightly different. Jeez, I was ready to... I feel like the part on the right of the screen, like, what would you call it? Kind of like the border and like the title card design and all that helps a lot in terms of helping them feel distinct. Because this game has like a very light, pretty, you know, light blue, light pink, light purple This is 16 compared to like 15. 15 had a... Like, they feel really distinct. Yeah, this is a very bright game. I'd say 16 might be almost bright to a fault, because sometimes it's difficult to see bullets on the background patterns. I think 17 kind of has that problem too, but I think the mechanic of the... like the super meter thingy in 17 kind of adds to that problem. Like if you have like the wolf spirit thing active in 17 on stage 4, which is a red background, playing Reimu with a red shot type, it's pretty a bit much to look at sometimes. I hope Touhou 18 doesn't have that problem. I think because it could, because it's really bright background, but like I have faith that it'll be better at least. Yeah, it's fine, Nicky, if you do. Thanks for hanging up, so. I'll probably do like a run of 16, maybe the extra stage, and then probably call it. It's probably like an hour tops. Probably less, honestly. Assuming I'm not bad. But Reimu kind of breaks apart the extra of 16 so hard. Like, I think this game has like the easiest extra stage of any in the whole series if we're talking using Reimu. It's kind of disappointing, but... Oh, 18 has a cool extra. I wasn't big on 17's extra at first at all. I think for 16 before I had a translation, because I'm like, this is literally the same character. Because usually the extra stages have very, like, different... Not very different, like, literally just... Extra stages don't tend to reuse the same characters from the main game. They're usually just, like, related to people that showed up in the main game. I can understand in 15 Junko showing up because of her relationship with Akatsuya, but I don't know, when I saw Okina a second time, I was very lukewarm about it. But it's kind of grown on me. I think the Muno is Sakuya if she lived in the Stone Age. I mean, she's like the literal definition of just like a mountain hag. I mean, they translate her as such, where she has like a... her dialect is fitting as well. I think the Muno is like probably on the lower end. I mean like lower end of like my favorite Touhou characters, but this is because she's not appealing to me, which is fine. I still like the cast of 16 decently. Like on... Irumi's cute. Okina's cool. Not big on Satono in my kind of lower end of stage 5 bosses in my mind, but like Eternity, she's cool. Yep. Can I hit C? I swear I hit C. I mean, this game's forgiving enough, I don't think one death actually matters right now. I swear I hit season release though. Oh. Actually, wait. Yeah, like I feel like stage 5 bosses tend to be kind of a big deal. Satono and Mai kind of feel like mooks. Like, I don't, their designs are like functionally really similar to each other, but it doesn't feel like enough, if that makes sense. You know, like, two of my favorite characters are Satori and Koichi. Koichi's entire color palette is what happens if you go into MS Paint with a picture of Satori and you invert it. That is literally Koichi's color scheme, but it works for me. Also, the context of the Kameji sisters and the being based on that one painting, the two Fridas, I believe, like, that's really cool to me. Like, I don't know, Kamejis are, like, really, really good characters. Not necessarily a ton of them, or whatever. For stage 5 bosses, they're kind of grabbable. Like, I don't think the series has like any like outright like bad characters, but some are definitely more forgettable than others. Ever Stage 5 Lost Standards, like, they do not compare to characters like Yomu, Sakaya, Sanai, Orin, you know? Like, even Sho's not necessarily popular, but like, she's still more distinct in my mind than either of them. Like, I've never met a person who's like, I've never met a person who's like a big fan of them. You know, talking like, oh, they're my favorite kind of thing. I'm sure everyone's someone's favorite. You know, it's like Pokemon. You know, someone's favorite might unironically be Silcoon. Power to them, but kind of weird IMO. That's what I meant to do before. Weird. Season release is busted, by the way. I don't even know how to abuse it. I just know it's kind of dumb. The fact that counts as a spell card bonus is kind of silly. I will say when we get to it, though, this game has, probably one of my favorite final cards for, like, a main, story. Mainly because there's 4 variants depending on your subseason, which is really cool to me. And they're all really fun. I just burned resources more liberally, so I don't have to worry about lives as much. Because I will say I'm kind of garbage at stage 5 in this. Irumi's not bad, it's just Satona and Meyer a little bit wonky. A little bit. God, this feels so tame compared to Sagame stuff in stage 4. Like, there really was a harsh difficulty drop from 15 to 16. Even not accounting for seasons being kind of busted mechanically. I hope 18's relatively difficult. It doesn't have to be like a tier of like 15 or like 11 or anything, but moderately challenging. Very bombed. Oh. That's an oops. I've thrown 2 lives away. I may get another one stage 5, not a big deal. I don't really think Mirumi's too bad. It sucks, I'd rather have 6 lives than 4. Kind of a given. I feel like my attention span has fallen a bit. I'm still kind of surprised that the Junko fight went as well as it did. Let's even just like break this. I say don't season break this as if it's like not everything in this game. Or as if it isn't everything in this game. Wasn't entirely confident on that. Maybe seasons break this one anyway. I probably could have gone lower on the screen to cheese a cycle too. Oh well. Oh, you have like a tier list of your favorite stage 5 bosses? Yeah, it's like weird, right? Like I feel like I'm not even the biggest like fan of like Sho and like Fudo, but I'd still put them like I feel like Mai and Satono are like a whole separate tier underneath everyone else, if that makes sense. Maybe even two, honestly. Like, I feel like a character like Mayumi could be a lot more interesting if she shows up again on other stuff. You know, even like a print work or something. Because like Mayumi's like really cool, like conceptually. It's just a matter of how much they do with her, kind of thing. But yeah, like, I don't know, compared to like, you know, Yomu Racing Sanai, Sakaya, that kind of thing. Like, I feel like I wouldn't mind Mai and Satono if they were like a stage 4 or something. But I don't know, I kind of expect more from a stage 5 boss in terms of like their importance, but they really do just feel like background elements for Okina to do her shenanigans. You know, it doesn't feel like the relationship most stage 5 and 6 bosses have, where it's like yes, Yomu is subservient to Yuko, but they're both very distinctive and very important characters on their own. Like, you don't need Yuyuko in the picture to make Yomu as a character work. But if you take Okina out of the picture, Mai and Satono kind of fall very flat to me. Yeah, it's fun to make tier lists and stuff like that. Alive. Thank you. I will say, cute detail that when you beat Satono, her dress is pink, so she gives you the 1-up, and then you get a bomb from Mai. I think that's a cute detail. It doesn't make them great characters, but it is cute. Like, that's me overshooting with the keyboard again. Yeah, essentially Okina's like, or like literally Okina's servants. They don't feel like much more, right? Because even if, like, say Yomu didn't show up in as much stuff as she does, right? Like, I could still distinguish Yomu by saying she's half ghost, has a sword, and is a gardener. But like, I don't know what to say about Mai and Satono outside of, yeah, they serve Okina. Like, they dance. I think they're hilarious, like, conceptually, the idea that they can dance behind someone, like their power in that sense, like, and what they do with it, it's kind of hilarious, but I kind of can't take it seriously as a stage 5 boss as a result. Like, I don't know, again, if they're like a stage 4, I wouldn't mind so much, but eh. It gets a resounding meh from me. Funny, our card name is Forget Your Name. But a lot of people forget their names. Or confuse them. I will say I like Satono more than Mai. But I'm extremely biased because of my favorite colors. Plus I like her hair more. Sure how low I want to go on this. I feel like I did that correctly, but it feels like I didn't do it correctly, you know what I mean? I will say I find their fight interesting. I think their patterns are kind of fun. Overlaying two types of bullet types on top of each other, I think that's my favorite part. I don't like this card because the movement of the stars is dumb. Yeah. I feel like I'm just not. I don't know. It's like the second or third time I try and do a season release, I just don't. Unless I'm just missing something. I don't care about the primary resources. It's gonna be to Okina at this point, honestly. I don't know, maybe Zoom will prove me wrong and make them like relevant in some way I find engaging someday, who knows. But I am doubtful. It's stranger when you consider Okina's power level and like all the abilities she gets, because she is like, Okina is like a goddess like of like a million things. The power jump from Okina to them is so sizable. Although I will say, I like the idea of the land of the back door, I think that's a fun one. And I like the aesthetic that Okina has in her fight. Where it's like each door leads to a different season. It kinda gives me like Monsters, Inc. vibes. Where like all the doors go to different places. I saw an image once where it was one of those like multiple sets of windows in like a living room, and there were like 4 windows in every part. Like every different window had like a different season inside of it, and I just stared at that image of like, that's just Touhou 16. I bet I could find it if I looked deep enough. It just made me laugh because like every single window, they edited it in such a way where I think they took 4 separate photos in the same exact position and everything, but they edited every window to be like a different part of the year, and it looked really cool. Alright, Okina's cool. Big fan. Not the biggest fan, but big fan. Also, I liked her appearance in the manga. That was cool. I didn't think I had duff on there, oops. I was, stubborn. I really thought I was good. We essentially traded. You want her chair? It is a pretty cool chair. I like her real chair when she shows up in the manga. Zun had an interesting interview where he talked about Okina. I like that interview. Like, I don't know, Okina really fell flat for me when I couldn't actually read her dialogue and stuff. First time I played this game, but like, she's grown on me a lot. Not like a top tier by any stretch, but like, I appreciate her. I like her. Okay, yeah, I don't wanna gamble with that at this point. My confidence in myself as we grow closer to later in the night wanes rather quickly. Oh wait, that doesn't work on them if they're not... Oh. Did not know that. Interesting. I say my confidence grows thinner and then I'm just challenging all of this. So consistent. Also, this part of her theme in this background just scream Yukari. Like, I only think of the PCB extras on that part. Yeah, it's always hard to tell with new characters. Because sometimes I'll like the design a lot, but like it really depends how much is done with them at first. It's hard to gauge until they make like multiple appearances if they do. Because I think I was kind of... Like, I thought Seija was cool when I first played 14. But, like, as she got, like, the spin-offs, and she got, like, more screen time, basically, I grew to like her more. Seija's kind of just a punk, and I kind of like that. Also, these cards are fun. I love these cards. These are all fun. Very. I'm like doing no damage because she's over there. It's interesting how these force you to move differently. Like the winter one basically forces you to sit underneath Okina the whole time. This one you get the free movement at the expense of I'm not doing damage if I'm on the other side of the screen. It's like duh, but I don't know. I like the different dynamics of all four of the final cards. I should probably bomb for sake of safety. That's fine. That run was very sloppy and I felt like misinputs killed me like 5 times, but it's fine. It's whatever. It's a 1cc, that's all I'm really looking for. Once again, no endings. Come to me. Oh my god, look at that character, you can't see. I'll say I also like, I think it's interesting that in this game they reuse her as the extra boss for sake of, like, the incident doesn't resolve in the main game. I think that's a neat way to go about it. This is a good credit. This is a good credit theme. There are, like, all the games have good credits themes. Again, I just get nostalgic, like, listening to, like, any of them. Probably EOSD the most, but they're all good. They all make me smile. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about Extra Okina. Not the same way, like, obviously to a lesser degree than, like, Clown Piece, but, like, it's kind of a bold statement to just take your stage 6 boss and reuse her as the extra stage boss, but given her power level, it makes sense. But I love how the distinction in terms of portraits is quite literally like Okina stands up out of her chair. She is standing up. Standing up means she is serious. Like, that's so funny to me. Again, shame that Remy makes the stage laughably easy. Like, even then, I think it's probably the easiest extra stage there is, straight up, but... yeah. Has fun ideas. I think part of it's attributed to Reimu's homing plus this unique back shot that I have right now for the extra stage. On top of the season release mechanic, they all kind of culminate into a very easy to cheese experience. I don't know, not everything's about difficulty. There could be an extra stage that's like really easy on paper, but could have like my favorite character kind of thing. Aren't I supposed to like start on top of her? Yeah, because my damage in the shot is significantly higher when I'm behind her or on top of her because all the shots combine. Yeah, I remember now. So look at my DPS right now. My DPS. Yep. Stick. I think I had the season from the main game, but that's not the case in this. Forgot about that. I mean, it makes sense to make it a static season for all shot types, because all shot types just get like the back shot applied to them. Also, that'd be kind of really messy if you had to unlock every season individually for every character. That'd be 16 times you have to beat the game. Which is like far more than any other game that I can think of in terms of combinations of shot types to unlock for an extra stage. Like, I feel like the standard is like 6 or like 9 or something. Like, take 17 for example, 3 different shot types on 3 different characters 9 times to unlock everything. Mountain of Faith is 6. Some games have even fewer shot types. Some have like 4. Yeah, I keep forgetting the thing. I keep forgetting. Yeah, the damage is pretty obscene. Like, I don't even know the optimal way to position myself. It's just like, look at the damage though. I guess there's a cooldown on the season thing. I'm being thrown off by the seasons thing so hard tonight. But like, I don't play 16 that often, so I guess I just don't really understand it, to be quite honest. Also, I think I could afford death there, but it's just like unnecessary in the grand scheme. Also, I'll mention it again when we get to it. But I think it's kind of hilarious from a programming POV that the survival card on this stage is bugged. If you use seasons, you can deplete the health bar, which is never meant to happen. And then that same bug essentially exists in Touhou 17 on the survival card in that extra stage. Funnier than that, actually, is that the case in 16 too? Because I know in 17 the extra stage survival card is the only one in the game. Like, the main game has no survival card. Does the main game in 16 have a survival card? I don't think it does. Yeah, that's both games. I will say for modern extra stages, I do kind of miss, I kind of miss having to, like, build up my power throughout the stage. At what point did they stop doing that? I forget. 14? A lot of games made you have to, like, build your power through the stage. I know 10 and 11 did for sure. 12 I think so too. 13 I don't remember too well. Like now all the extra stages is default to giving you max power. Kinda, there's something satisfying about the first half of the extra stages in like USD. You had to like slowly build yourself up to max power. And you know, you basically always would at the time you reach like patchouli in that context, but it all felt good. Good routing. Probably don't have the bomb there if it's not confident. I think I get another life at 20 million points as well, and the segment's like Furious Rainbow. That part I remember pretty well. Boy, we're almost there. Oh boy. Wow. Engaging gameplay. I have enough resources where I'm not too concerned by that. Probably didn't even have to reset on the bosses other like couple times, but just used to it. I always forget the stage just ends there. Like, something about that very end of the stage doesn't feel very climactic. Like, I think my favorite pacing of an extra stage in terms of the stage segment might be, might still be Perfect Cherry Blossom. I think Subterranean Animism's up there too, but Perfect Cherry Blossom Extra had that thing from like the PC98 era, where like all those enemies you can't like defeat would do that pattern thing. You know what I mean? Like, I always like that. I kind of wish modern games would do that again. I liked it a lot. And my mind is very much like thinking about some of my favorite aspects of different games, just because 18's on the mind, and like hopes and desires and all that. That was very, very bad routing. You could totally just sit on top of her for... You could totally sit on top of her to make this card faster, but I never really found a need because I had my consistency. Not that time. Yeah, on a not initial run I would. That my awareness is awful right now. And I feel like I'm just playing for fun. Just kind of all this is, but particularly now. definitely glad I switched to 16. I don't know if my mind could handle 15 right now. Oh, 3 lives. I got another 40 million as well. May as well use the bombs, honestly. What is this? I like the idea of this non where you have to like go from top of the screen to the bottom, but I'm not particularly great at it. Oh, this one's weird. I never remember how to do this one on the fly. I say, and then I kind of get it. That's the muscle memory, if anything. We're just like subconscious, kind of, sort of remembering the routing. I got lucky on that one. Phoenix are hard on these nons. Just sit on top of her. Wow, I am swearing away lots at this point. Kinda have them. I got another life at 60 million, probably, right? Probably still make it work. Come on, Okina. Kinda hard to tell what's happening. A little bit. So much like directional nonsense right now. I think I'm kinda keeping up, but I feel like my mind is confused. Yeah, I could've gotten my life back, that's good. This is one you can choose, because using the season lets you actually hit her. I feel like even like the cheese aside on this card, I feel like this should have been more threatening for what it is from an extra stage survival card. Like the laser sweeps so slowly. I do like the follow card, but this one's fun. I feel like we have enough to work with, I'm not too worried. I want to maximize damage there. Because that's where I get the most. Yeah. That was so absurdly sloppy. The fact I won that is, like, sad. Really do wish that extra was harder than playing Rainbow. It was like first proper attempt. I reset a few times just on mid-boss alone. So sloppy, whatever. That's fun though. Yeah. Like 2.5 hours, it's not too bad honestly. Probably gonna end here, have class in the morning. It was fun though, I'm glad I streamed just for sake of fun. Get my mind off things. I feel like I default to this game so often when my mood is not amazing. There's a lot of the time honestly, but yeah. The comfort game. GoPro Berserkin has a good night though. I'll be back tomorrow night or Thursday or something, I have no idea. I'll see.